sometimes I look at low budget party games and I think, did you originally come out on the Wii as a shovelware title? And that was my initial thoughts when I picked up Instant Sports All-Stars, which to be fair has been out for a couple of years, but I bought it over Christmas because it was on deep discount on the PlayStation Network for a couple of quid. With this game, it's an all-American favourite sports game. You can tell it's American because one of the sports is literally eating burgers. The other 7 activities or sports that it breaks it down into are more American themed. So you've got baseball, American football, hockey, basketball, bowling, normal football, as I will call it, or soccer. And then you've got like a shooting range style thing. Which is very American, frankly. Ask all of the schools. So as you go through all of the different 8 environments, they'll have, or 8 sports, they'll have 3 different variants of them. So the very simple ones are the bowling and the burger eating ones, because it's just slightly changing the way how the lanes work in bowling, or the way how the pins are laid out. So it's no longer just hitting like 10, there might be 30 and they might be in a zigzag, for example. The burger ones change up how things are scored because it's just putting things in the burger, but it's like getting it correct scores you points. Then another one, it's the one that does it fastest gets the most points, for example. The shooting ones are just different environments with different things to shoot at. And it's really the other variants of things that are much more interesting and fun. So, for example, the basketball ones, the first one is literally trying to get something in a hoop, and the hoop kind of moves around inside an environment. The next one gives you like 30 or 40 different hoops, but the scores for the hoops constantly move around and change. And so you're like trying to aim and fire them into the baskets so that you can get the most points, and it's constantly changing. The third one is much more like a pachinko machine, where you want to lob the ball into like a slope and it will roll down and go into different score holes, but there's only room for one ball and then it will shut off. So it's all about being fast as well as precise, for example. The other cool ones around that as well is that the hockey and the football games change dynamic depending on what environment you're in, because some of them feel a bit more like you're trapped inside a pinball machine, bouncing balls off of each other. Some of them enable you to do a little bit more tackling, so on and so forth. So there are different variants, and it does feel different as you go through them. And I appreciate that, because it could have been a real, like, we've just changed it from a snow to a city to a volcano and done nothing with the gameplay. So it does feel like there are 24 specific mini games to play, I guess. Alongside all of that, you'll be earning coins as you play the game, and you can play 1 to 4 players. If you don't have 4 players, the rest will be filled up with AI bots. There's not really a lot that you can do about that, unfortunately. But the bots do play relatively well. Sometimes they get a bit easy to overwhelm when you're playing 2v2 sports like the hockey and the football. But outside of that, they're actually quite competent, particularly on things like the baseball and the basketball games, where it's all around timing, because they just do it. They don't fail. But you'll be earning different coins as you go through this. And that will unlock various different customization things for your characters. So this is all about clothes and hairstyles and stuff like that. But everything feels very Wii Shovelware-y, and low budget and lo-fi. That said, the controls are actually quite decent for this game. I didn't run into particular problems or issues with that. And for what it is, I only paid a couple of quid. I got a couple of hours of decent enjoyment out of this. And this would be something that I would probably pull out if I had people over that fancied playing a really simple, easy game that doesn't require much skill or in-depth knowledge of a controller to really get the most out of it. It's quite an easy ride in, but you could get quite competitive if you've got a few people that are very good at gaming, desperately trying to get everything perfect. So yeah, it hits that nice little sweet spot of cheap and cheerful party game. It's not going to revolutionise or change your life, but it's not offensively bad either. So yeah, it still feels like a Wii party game to me. And I've been told that on the Switch version there's motion controls in there too, but because I bought this on PS5, I can't comment on that. Written review will be over on highplayinggames.com. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.